ladies and gentlemen, this is a special show that has been requested by so many investors in the U.S. stock market. And the real estate market. But let me focus on just one issue. Will there be a crash, stock market crash? There have been already dips and what I call semi-crashes in the past few years. But the stock market immediately rebounded. The correction is already happening. So will there be a crash? No. Will there be a stock market crash? Big time. The answer is definitely no. If the new Fed chairman, and probably one of the greatest of all time, Mr. Warsh, will be able to guide the economy together with the financial experts, including me, to make sure that the crash will be a soft landing. I'm sorry about that. I had to make some adjustments in our camera. As you know, we have a lot of dirty competitors out there. And I'd like to tell you one very clear matter about US stocks. It is all about the CEO. It is all about the company's culture. It is all about the company's policies, procedures, regulations, and the most important thing is the team building mix of that given corporation. In other words, if you talk about NVIDIA, which I declared very clearly here as the CEO of the decade because of the company culture, because of the numbers. And that is Mr. Jensen Huang. So, will the stock market crash in general? It might happen. It might happen, but if it will be guided by the new central bank governor, Mr. Kevin Warsh, then there will be no crash. Because as I told you, as early as 6 months ago, where are you going to put your money? That's number one. Number two, what risks are involved in the potential crash? And the most important thing is this: your tolerance over a crash and a possible rebound. Remember, I told you this 6 or more than 6 months ago. If it were Bitcoin, I'm out. I'm out. Why? Because the level of CEO talent does not equal at all the great Jensen Huang. The great Jensen Huang. So, if you're going to say, will there be a stock market crash? Actually, the right question is this: what stocks will crash? because the reason why there was a market crash in 2008, 7-8, was because of two things. The CEOs were crooks, and number two, the CEOs did not have any talent to sustain big numbers. I repeat, the crash that happened in 2008, which I was there, was because of the poor talents of those given CEOs. And as you know, they pocketed the money of those given corporations. And I think that is all well known all over the world. So I would like to clearly tell you this. If you have any questions, call me up right now at 405-503-8511. And there are so many Filipino Americans wanting the next segment, which is about what happened recently in the Philippines. What am I going to do, Gavin? I'm losing a lot of money. That will be another segment. Because I like to tell you this to all my friends and business partners, especially in California. You clearly remember the sad day we had in 2007 and 8 when we called up the President of the United States. I'm talking about a telephone here. I'm not trying to hit anybody, just the telephone. I'm trying to express this, you know. We were trying to call up via phone the great President George Walker Bush, President of the United States, 2 terms during that time. And what happened? There was no response. And if the President responded positively, because what was happening then was Bernanke and his connections were given the funds, together with Hank Paulson. All their connections were given the funds. But the people that were not given the funds, the bailout money, were people that they did not like. Or should I say the numbers were so against them. There was too much manipulation. Over and over and over the parameters, financial parameters set forth by the Fed chairman. But as I said over and over again, if Bernanke allowed my proposal to happen, where the CEOs would have been replaced and put more professionals in that given corporation or investment bank, there would have been no crash. And if the demand curve was guided by President George Walker Bush, the great President George Walker Bush, Jeb Bush, the governor of Texas, would have been the next president of the United States. And as President Trump would say, when he was not yet president, I don't need this job. I don't need this job as president. He clearly stated that, and we all agreed, because he is a certified billionaire in US dollars. Because the only people that claim that he is not a good billionaire are the people that are jealous with him. But we, on the professional sector of corporate business, clearly say that his buildings are one of the best, if not the best in the world, the Trump Towers. And the only way you can bring him down is to malign him and come out with concocted facts and figures. In other words, Jeb Bush would have been president. But the crash was so bad Paulson are knocking on my doors. Well, Ben Bernanke, in fairness to Hank Paulson, has been knocking on my door for a very long time. Because if he listened to me, we would not have been in this mess at all. Because up to now, California's billionaires have suffered through the years, and even the world. America needs Trump. America needs Trump, President Trump, right now. Now that Iran thing, let's discuss that. That is a whole situation. That's a whole program. Let us discuss that point by point, because it's very, very difficult to discuss it. Okay, let's put that on hold a little bit. So let me be very clear here. The crash is not going to happen. Let me be very clear, and I will be fast-tracking my proposals to the great. We are already predicting him as going to be one of the all-time great Federal Reserve Chairmen of the United States. That's Mr. Kevin Walsh. And I'm telling you right now, invest on NVIDIA. I am going to invest a chunk with NVIDIA. Why? Because the figures are clearly in their favor. What do I mean? AI has not even started really hot, but because of the demand of the market, because of the efficacies of the products of AI through NVIDIA, easily in the next 5 years, that stock value will increase by, I cannot say right now, but I will tell you my trending analysis for NVIDIA in the next 5 years. You can count on that. Because I am being pressured here by so many Filipinos right now, including, I think, the family of Altenco, a batchmate of mine, a very respected, his father is a very respected banker back in the Philippines. And now he is considered one of the best, if not the best chairman of the #1 money-making department of the Philippine government. I'm talking about PAGCOR, the Philippine Gaming, what is that? Philippine Gaming and Amusement, something to that effect. In other words, PAGCOR controls all the casinos et al. And he's doing a great job. And if there is anything I can do, let me know. Mr. Altenco, Alejandro Altenco, and I think the best thing to do right now is to tie up with the new DOF secretary, who is right now, you are the anchors of the Philippine government, headed by the one, the only, Mr. Frederick, the great Mr. Frederick Go. After all, the Go family is very famous back in the Philippines because of the leadership behind Procter & Gamble, the leadership in the banking sector, and a very famous professor right now in California by the name of Jeffrey Silayan Go, a batchmate of mine, also at the Ateneo de Manila University, considered still as the #1 Jesuit Catholic university in that part of that continent. And so I'd like to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, calm down. These are just market aberrations. The stock market will crash for certain stocks who are handled by CEO crooks unprofessional and they don't have the talent at all. They are not pressure players like my executives who love the pressure and who deliver. Deliver means achieve. Because one of the guys here, again, was trying to hit on me by saying, are you delivering products? Yes, I do, but deliver means achieve the given number of that given day. Of that given day. And you know, in fairness to my career, my 38 years of being part of so many corporations, I have never ever missed a day of correct figures. There might be aberrations in the morning, but at the end of the day, you still get it. Is it easy? It's very, very hard. It's very, very hard. It took me a lifetime, 38 years to master it. And there was one guy, you know, I must say the name because he is completely tarnishing the image of Walmart. I'm talking about Joe G. Angeles, who is now considered one of the top traitors of San Miguel Corporation. He's now, would you believe, in the United States. This person is truly a traitor, a criminal. And I don't know why he's here. Ewan ko kung sinong bakit nito. Certainly not me. Okay? Because I am going to make sure that your monies in the stock market, based on the stock picks I say, will be clearly steered towards a soft landing and not a market crash. Also in the real estate world, it's the same thing. If you're listening to amateurs out there that don't even know what is the latest on trending analysis, because you know, here in America, it's very fluid. What is good today, tomorrow is trash. I'm talking about the procedure, the system. Because before, when I was a young guy, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, they would tell, hey, these are the best procedures in the world. You know, a procedure is nothing but a system to achieve the all-time high net figures, net profits on a sustainable basis. And here comes this son of a bitches. And I will name them one by one in my upcoming book, pretending to know that they have been there. Of course they've been there. But look at the numbers. Look at the numbers. It is so bad. And that's why the company is gone. Bankrupt, no more. Because of mismanagement, lack of executive talents and abilities to thrive under crisis conditions. Pretending, but at the end of the day, they all go to me. Especially these Filipinos who have maligned me with San Miguel Corporation, with Procter & Gamble, with Unilever, and the list goes on. Even now Nestle wants to join the bandwagon. Because these people are not stupid. They know. They know who are the good ones out there. And let's put it out in the market now, because people are suffering. People are very jittery. It was not like this before. Not at all. And And now they come out with all of these nonsense statements, but at the end of the day, they rob me, they steal from me, and they fool people like this lady, this Filipina billionaire from Beatrice Enterprises. So in other words, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why you listen to me is because when you apply it, you get the money. But of course, it's not a bump, it's not a smooth road, especially during crisis conditions, especially if we have certain immigrant animals here right now in America who say they are American citizens, but when you see them, is that how an American citizen should act? Meaning to say, they destroy property, they fool people, they rob individuals, and the list goes on. So ladies and gentlemen, my phone number is 405-503-8511. This is Gavin Batista, your host at The Prosperity Channel. Send me a like and give me a call if you have any questions, so you will not be poor. You will not suffer. You will not lose your money. Thank you. Good night. And see you tomorrow.